Hi, this is Mike Elliott with Intelligendo.com, and you're watching CEO Live. Today we're going to be talking to Matt Schissler, Chief Executive Officer of Cord Blood America. Cord Blood America is the parent company of CEOLive, which facilitates umbilical cord blood stem cell preservation for expectant parents and their children. Its mission is to be the most respected stem cell preservation company in the industry. Cord Blood America is a publicly traded company. Its common stock trades on the NASDAQ OTC Bulletin Board under the symbol CBAI. Matt's going to be giving us a brief overview of the company and then answering some questions from our members at Intelligendo.com. Matt, how are you doing today?
Good, Mike. How you doing?
Doing great. Could you give us a quick overview of the cord blood business model?
Yeah, Mike, what we do is we privately bank umbilical cord blood stem cells for families. And what that means is families pay us to store the stem cells that are a perfect match for their child at the time of birth. The child is born separated from the umbilical cord, and then we collect the stem cells from the umbilical cord vein that can be used for future therapies such as battling cancer and leukemia.
Matt, I know you just recently announced the company would be opening its own stem cell laboratory. Could you briefly explain how this benefits the company and its customers?
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. We're actually looking at either buying or building out our own stem cell laboratory. And Mike, there's a couple of reasons how it benefits the company and its customers. We reached a delta where it's more cost effective for us to process our own stem cells as opposed to outsourcing the processing. So we'll be able to have the stem cells in-house and under our own watch. How that benefits the company obviously is financially. We're going to have the ability to save money on processing and storage, and hopefully we can pass off at least some savings to the consumers. But more importantly, as for shareholders, to have our own facility, it allows us to diversify our stem cell storage base and frankly our tissue storage base. We're going to have one of the largest, if not the largest, cryogenic storage facilities in the United States, and our whole mission here is to not only collect and preserve our own stem cells from our customers, but to outsource or actually insource from other organizations the collection, processing, storage of their tissue, such as stem cells. It could be adipose tissue, could be adult peripheral stem cells. You could be storing such tissues as just human tissues or blood or plasma or whatever it may be, but we want to be in the business of this cryogenic storage business, and by having our own lab, it allows us to expand our offerings, which would mean more diversified revenue streams to the company.
Okay. Thanks for that overview, Matt. I know cord blood stem cells offer a powerful and potentially life-saving resource for treating a growing number of ailments like cancer and leukemia and even some blood and immune disorders, so I'm looking forward to following future developments at Cord Blood America. To find out more about Cord Blood America, you can visit their website at www.corcell.com, or for investor information, you can visit www.cordblood-america.com. Next, we're going to be taking some questions from our members at Intelligendo.com, and our first question is, how is social media affecting your industry, and do you see it becoming a bigger factor in how businesses market themselves?
Social media is affecting our industry tremendously. It really is a viral marketing message to parents. You see, parents, especially of the generation age 25 to 35, they're more addicted, if you will, to the internet and to the nuances and the new technologies. And so when you start talking about social media such as Twitter and Facebook and so forth, they're looking to those resources as opposed to traditional search more and more for stem cell storage options. And so Cord Blood America, obviously we believe that we've been a leader in the social media marketing, and because of that we're starting to attract more and more parents through those channels than what traditional marketing even 2 years ago. I think over the next 5 years you're going to see a complete switch from traditional search to social media for multiple products and services involving human biologics, which may include stem cell storage and other things. So, when you start looking at cures and therapies, through the social media concept, when you see people following surgeries on Twitter, you realize that there is a big audience for what you do through social media, and so we're going to be very, very aggressive in pursuing those strategies.
And having been a CEO for several years now, Matt, and looking back at some of the traditional ways you would communicate not only with your shareholders on the public company side, but with your stakeholders and customers on the service side, have you found this? Is it a more effective way to reach and engage your audience? Have you been able to get feedback from anyone on how they feel about your new messaging platform as you ventured into some of these social media platforms?
Well, it's interesting, Mike. That's a good question. The shareholders love it, and it's an easy way for them to gather the information that they need to learn more about the company and its growth strategies and so forth. As far as customers go, it's been a slower process to attract customers because customers are bombarded with options at the time of pregnancy, from magazines and just traditional search, and through their doctor's office, the thousands of products that people are putting into their hands, anywhere from baby food to diapers to right on down the list, child safety products. They're getting so bombarded that they don't have to really reach out to gather information. And so it's been a little slower to the social media, but we're starting to see more and more of that now.
And you have some new initiatives in place with that side of it, with the consumer side, I think. Aren't you guys doing a new website, and you're getting some things in place just to increase transparency? I mean, that's the main benefit, I think, on the consumer side people have found, and even on the shareholder side, just being able to listen to and get information directly from the CEO. Do you find that level of transparency is it's easy to do from a corporate standpoint, or do you kind of miss the old traditional just straight press release and that kind of stuff?
No, I like the transparency. I like the ability to communicate. See, the traditional press release is not real time, and by the time a press release is put together and released, sometimes the news is already old. The fact about with social media is you can almost immediately get out the information you're looking to get out. Now, like I said, the investors love this. I mean, the stem cell industry in general and the consumers that we have, I mean, nothing happens so fast that it's urgent to get the information out to consumers, but it allows the organization, Cord Blood America, to interact with both our shareholders and our customers on a more intimate level. I can tell you, since we've launched a social media campaign back in January, literally hundreds, if not thousands, of shareholders have been asking questions directly of me or of our organization. And although some may see that as a glass half empty, how that's really burdensome, I see that as a glass half full, because if you can communicate with the shareholders about what your strategy is on a one-on-one occasion through social media, you're more likely to, if they're a current shareholder, keep the shareholder. They may increase their position, trade their stock a little more heavily. If they're not a shareholder, they're more than likely to become a shareholder because they feel like they have a conversation going with the company they're investing in. Far too often, shareholders feel 10 steps removed from the company they're invested in, and the only information they have to rely on is press releases and hot tips from friends. And so this gives the shareholders a lot more intimacy, a lot more closeness with the company. It seems they have a much further vested interest. As far as customers go, again, they've been a little slower to the punch, but again, if they can talk to us one-on-one using social media, it's more than likely that we're going to have the ability to convert them into a customer and a long-term customer. Great,
Matt. Well, thanks for that insight. That is, it's interesting to see someone who's embraced this. Certainly at the enterprise level, and especially for public companies, there's definitely been some reluctance to engage in the transparency. But I've been watching you do it all year, and I agree. As someone who's watched this space for a long time, just seeing that level of transparency, I think, builds credibility and trust with shareholders. It's something that's been missing for too long. So that is it for our time today. Matt, thank you very much for your time and for joining us. And thank you, everybody, for watching. This has been CEO Live, and we've been talking to Matt Schissler, CEO of Cord Blood America. Once again, you can find out more about them at www.corecell.com, or for investors, www.cordblood-america.com.
Thanks, Mike.